Hello. So, I thought while I was waiting for Legion Remix to come out, there's not really a whole lot to do. The trading post comes out the day before Thursday, which is usually when I try to upload. So I thought I would do a little leveling on a couple characters, talk a bit about what I want to do for remix, and yeah, just mainly just kind of mess around on some characters and do something a little bit different. So I'm going to be leveling allied races, so I thought I would go over their racials in case you're not familiar. I think most people have leveled at least some of the allied races, but maybe not all of them. So this is a High Mountain Tauren that I'm leveling as a feral druid. So I did a state of already, where I reset the talents and then did kind of a bit of an overview a little later. So that was the other reason why I kind of wanted to do something on this character, because I have kind of flushed out an ability or two, so I kind of have a better idea of how to use them. So, Bull Rush, charge forward for 1 second, knocking enemies down. 1.5 seconds on a 2-minute cooldown. I think all the racial passives have a 2-minute cooldown regardless of what they do. Or thereabouts. And Mountaineer, increase your versatility by 1%. Pride of Ironhorn, increase your mining skill by 5, and deafness by 25%. Deafness allows you to mine more quickly. Ragged Tactician, Ragged Tenacity. Reduces damage taken by 275. Waste not, want not. You have a chance to loot additional meat and fish. And yeah. So not terrible. My other druid, my main druid at the moment, the one that is a guardian druid, is called Terran. And they also have similar ability, not that reduces damage, but restores a portion of their damage as healing, which works quite well with frenzied regeneration. And then, as I said, I kind of flushed out an ability or two. So the one thing that I wasn't sure about how to use when I did my overview was Ferocious Bite. And I've just kind of been using it just kind of whenever it procs, kind of like a Touch of Death, if you will. There are a few abilities here. Let me see. I can remember which ones they were. Yeah, so Ferocious Bite deals some damage for each combo point spent. Takes additional damage. Caphorn. Ferocious Bite also deals damage per combo point spent to all enemies. Rip. Extra energy. Ferocious Bite increases damage dealt up to 100%. Oh, there we go. If you generate an extra combo point in excess of what you can store, your next Ferocious Bite or Primal Wrath, 10% increased damage. When used by an extra energy of Ferocious Bite, increased. Rip damage has a chance to make your next Ferocious Bite free. Deal maximum damage. There we go. So Apex Predator's Craving. is what I'm waiting for, so. Ferocious Bite 1, damage increase 20%, so. Yeah. And then I hadn't picked a hero talent yet when I did my overview. And I just went with Druid of the Claw, because that's what I'm using for Guardian, and I was perfectly happy with that. Wild Striker didn't really... There were abilities that I wasn't really interested in using. So, for the moment, I just wanted to level and set up the hero talents that I was using on my Guardian. And just kind of go from there once I reach max level. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do on this character is run around and do some quests to try to get some better gear and attempt to do at least one dungeon just for some variety. Assuming the queue doesn't take forever, it's 9 minutes. I can very easily do what a quest for 9 minutes. So. Oh, I see. I need to get to the ram and then I'm gonna touch the grass. There's also another one of these quests where you have to decorate the ram, so it gets very confusing. But yeah, like I said, wanted to do this. I was waiting for Legion remix, so I want to try to do more of a series this time. So actually start a character and go through everything more from start to finish. If they do what they did with Mop, which I thought they did that well enough, so it was just something fun to do. It wasn't too terribly grindy. I'll just run through and do like the achievements and collect some of the mounts. Legion wasn't...
Nothing is better than a leveled field and a happy Rammer. Thank you, Outlander.
Legion wasn't my favorite expansion, to tell the truth. If it wasn't for Disc Priest, which they redid in Legion. That was what I spent most of the expansion doing. From about the middle of the expansion on to the end was played PvP on as Disc Priest, so I have an idea of the class and character and everything I want to do, so
Pesky gulls have been getting too close to the opal crag.
said that to say, I've seen some of the mounts, and I would like to collect some of the mounts and do some good things, so as long as it's not too terribly grindy. I've been trying to not to spoil anything, but I've also been trying to stay informed enough so I'm not completely surprised and don't know what I'm doing when I play. And the only thing so far that I'm seeing that may be an issue is how now they're handling what would have been the artifact power for the artifact weapons. So what I liked, what was nice about the way they did Mr. Pandaria remix is that once you leveled, like that was pretty much it. So you were good to go. It was just a matter of grinding bronze and then just collecting what you wanted to collect and doing the achievements and all of that. So I hope they just pretty much stick to that formula and I'll be happy. It is a nice bit of something different to do. So right now people don't really seem to be all that into the new void zone. There doesn't really seem to be a lot to do, which I think is a fair criticism. It's kind of to be expected, because a lot of people liked the Undermine and all of that. I'm still doing some of the raid for a few of the last transmog pieces that I wanted, so. And I'm still doing some of the rep in the actual Undermine, so I got kind of lazy towards the end of the expansion, so I'm very close. I just needed to do a bit more. I don't really do much outside the weekly quests, so it takes a bit longer to get it done, which I'm fine with, because I'm also trying to get some of the world drop appearances, which from what I can tell you need to do the shipping and handling well, just the shipping and handling in general, but you can do the quest if you wanted to multitask while you were doing it. So I tend to do the both of the quests just for the shipping and handling, and then do the 10 shipping and handling jobs, so you get the bonus reward at the end. For the most part, I haven't gotten very much of anything. I've gotten a few pieces here and there, but the problem is you can get the same pieces more than once, and that's what I'm running into. So there's going to be some poor character that's going to be stuck in the Undermine for quite some time until I get all the pieces. I'm thinking of sending some of my as we move forward into midnight, I'm thinking of putting some of my like DPS casters, like maybe my mage or somebody there, just to grind, and I might do might try to run it on a couple characters.
That should keep them at bay for now. Eating all that is not good for them anyway. I've got most of for the sets that come from the Undermine, I have most of the variations except for like the world drops. So I'd like to get that. I think I have most of the mounts. Don't really think there's a lot that I actually need to farm from there if I could just get the transmog. So yeah. Not particularly the biggest fan of this one. Just because it does tend to be a bit long and a bit confusing. I appreciate the
fact that they try to change they try to put some variation in with the dungeons, but just a straightforward format, since dungeons are the primary source for gearing and leveling and things like that. Would be much appreciated. This won't take terribly long, but he's
I know this place.
probably overgeared for this at this point.
Forever. So don't trust nobody. So mean. Fire bad. Melts wax. Hurts kobolds.
Yeah, everybody's overgeared, and then having a gun-ho tank doesn't. I mean, I'd honestly rather this one go quick, because like I said, I don't particularly care for this one. Really, in any way, shape, or form. It's a neat idea, but it just ends up being very confusing and long and tedious. And I've had very mixed experiences here. Most of them have been unpleasant. So.
No take candle, wax and ruin. But I'm the king.
Okay.
No more Candlekin.
So.
We can be free. But first, the darkness. Darkness time to flee. Flee to freedom.
This is the part I don't particularly care for here. I think if they'd have just made this like a 3-boss dungeon, just a short kind of extension of the story from the zone, that would have been perfectly fine. I think adding darkness as the 4th boss and all of this, I think really kind of, again, while I appreciate the ingenuity in trying to do something different, this does come across as being a bit silly. It's like the flying on the drakes in the one Cataclysm dungeon.
I must get closer.
And you know, they didn't even put in like any like cosmetic, candle, transmog weapon, anything like that that would make you want to farm this. This dungeon at all, or anything like that.
Darkness
I feel like it was a missed opportunity. Because players will do a lot for transmog. Okay. And what I'd call mediocre, quasi-decent trinket. Yeah, it's not the best, but it's not the worst. So there was our dungeon out of the way. That was mildly challenging. I didn't suspect to do amazing damage. My gear very much needs upgrading, so pretty much anything I'm going to get from these world quests will be an upgrade. So increases your auto attack speed. Increases agility in the area from iron fur. Well, I don't use iron fur. I don't use iron fur even as a guardian. Make sure. Okay, so I think probably attack speed would be better. Or increase by 20. Let's increase the maximum health. Yeah, there wasn't really a choice of the hero talents where everything lined up perfectly. So, let's come over here. And
I have many lucky tools now, you like.
okay, so I can sell this. Check the auction house for pants. Okay, so the ring is not an upgrade. The gloves are not an upgrade. I end up with a little bit of haste, but not much. So I'll say the ring should be an upgrade for something. These are really more like tanking trinkets. They have stamina, which I was fine with as a. I think if we're going with the lowest item of the list, I think I said that one. Okay, so our haste is at 30%, so we should have amazing energy regeneration now. 16%. versatility, so look at that. Decreased damage 8%. So not terrible. Okay, so going to do some leveling on my warrior, my mechanome warrior. So show you the racials if you're not familiar with mechanomes. Hyper-organic light originator. Summon organic light duplicates to distract your foes for 15 seconds. So, along the lines of a mirror image. Skeleton Pinky allows opening of locked chests, doors that require a skill level of up to 18, so a pick lock. So, similar to a rogue or a skeleton key if you were a blacksmith. Combat analytics. Combat analyze. You gather and analyze combat data every 5 seconds, increasing your primary stat by 1. Stacking up to 10 times. The data decays while out of combat, so that's not really all that helpful right now because I'm kind of overpowered, so that will become more beneficial, more useful, I imagine, as I level. Emergency failsafe, when you fall below 20% health, heal for 15% of your maximum health. This effect cannot occur more than once every 2.5 minutes. Mastercraft, you function as a personal blacksmith, anvil, cooking fire, and mining forge. In addition, your limbs include every profession tool. So, that would be quite useful if I actually did anything with professions. So, yeah. So, I'm in the Jade Forest. And I'm going to attempt to do a few quests. Go ahead and queue. I'm on Dragonflight. Let's do quite a few options there. So let's just go ahead and do it's a Pandora dungeon, and it's saying less than a minute. We'll see how accurate that is. So, yeah, so as I said, a bit overpowered at the moment. Not entirely sure what I'm going to do with this character, but I would kind of like to have another warrior, and she's just been sitting there, so level a bit. And we'll see what happens. Come on, no doubt a DPS that went AFK. Okay then. I was gonna say, are you gonna pop back up there? Because the queue should have just removed him and replaced him with somebody else, so. Okay, and the Jade. Jade, do I have recount set up? Probably not. No. I mean, just not surprising because this wasn't a character I played all that much, so.
Welcome.
Okay. Everybody actually waited on me, which is interesting to say the least. That definitely will continue as I level.
Too far away.
This should be fairly quick with the shortcut they put in here. So.
You dare to disturb these waters? You will rise.
Come on.
I require a target.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to the target.
I must get closer.
Do not rush. It only rise.
Are we actually able to attack the dolphin? We need to go through a few more.
I do not
I
have
think
a
you could
target.
attack him until you killed the water lilies. At least that's the way I would remember this being done. Although they have made changes to this, so. Yep, and there we go. Yeah, and there's the shortcut. I would like to actually loot him if possible. That would be nice. Okay. Let's see how much of this we can pull. I imagine quite a bit. I imagine they're more
Too far away.
missing some of my abilities. There are some quality of life improvements that, like charge, will eventually change to an AoE ability.
Your
Does
forces are
damage. So.
weak. The heart of the great serpent will not fall into your hands. Jade serpent, grant me strength. The cycle must
I
continue.
need to target something
Jade
first.
serpent must be reborn. Has been lifted from
Okay.
my eyes. Forgive me for doubting you.
Are you good with the trash? Okay, I think you're good with the trash, so we can. Yeah, admittedly not the most exciting level to level at. So if you are a bit overpowered with everything. Everything does tend to scale. And along with that, with time walking, you know, you're at all different levels. So, if we were all at my level, this would have probably taken longer. So, and in the one quest that I do have, we didn't kill Lord Walker, so I can't complete that one.
Slow down.
He never gets killed anymore. What? Sells for the most 40. Yeah, okay. Just take you.
White Tiger watch over you.
There we go. Defensive stance, basis damage, rising shot. Probably defensive stance and revenge is a 20% chance to spend. Probably. Actually, I want War Machine. I think that's probably better. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, shield charge. I guess it doesn't replace charge. I guess it's just a separate ability, but yeah, that'll be more appropriate when I can finally get that. So okay, now focus on doing a few quests. So, I can change my flight style. Well, let's do that because I would like steady flight. Fantastic. That will help out greatly. So untrack you and untrack you so I can focus on what I'm supposed to do. Yeah, it's not too bad. Let's see if we can get a few of these. I feel safe in pulling more than okay.
I must get closer.
And that's level 21. I missed where I hit level 20 because I thought you got the if you change your flight, yeah, level 20. But the last I saw it was level 19. So showed you I was paying attention. Depths of the Thundercloud Revenge, and execute never try to no chance. To reset to yes, because that has a very odd ball cooldown, so that would actually be quite helpful. And have a PvP talent, which I'm not going to do anything with at the moment. Trying to decide what mount I want to use for this character. So. Okay. I think I vaguely remember doing this area originally. Vaguely. What I remember is trying to find... They had... not exactly heirloom weapons, but... like weapons that were account bound, like war bound, like before that was a thing, obviously, like way before that was a thing. And I seem to remember there was a spear or something here, like they were treasures of Pandora, I think, that you could just find around the zones, because I remember I found some, I think in like the Dread Waste. I remember I found daggers and I sent those to my rogue. But these were, any of the Mogul guys were like super tough to deal with at level. So I remember coming out here on my shaman, and it seemed like all I did was just defeat a bunch of bosses, and I could never find the location of the sphere or whatever it was. So I think I eventually did some quests and then gave up. As I remember. So they weren't, I remember they were, I think they were unique appearances, but they weren't particularly like, flashy appearances, but for, at the time, they were different. And like I said, they were account bound, so you could use them, and then I'm pretty sure you could turn around and send them to another character. Okay, and then an axe, mace, yeah. Okay, where am I going? I personally so much prefer the steady flight over the Reagan interrupt the ritual. And oh, there we go. Let's see, how exactly am I supposed to do this? supposed to be... Yes, okay, so these banshees are filling the bar. That's what I needed to know. Okay, so we'll come over here.
I'm out of range.
Yeah, this was a big part of Miss if you didn't play through it, were these kind of little encounter things. They loved drawing things out in that expansion. So. Okay, and where am I supposed to turn this in? Selling it for whatever I can get for it. Don't seem to remember this part of it at all. Or is this the part of it? Because this looks like the other area. And I do remember having to kill quite a few of these Mogu. Guards. Remember running around looking for things. Back when Shaman actually had totems. Because I remember having to continuously put my totems down.
Too far away.
Doing this much quicker than I would have at that point. So. That is one. This thing. I'm thinking I kind of wanted a gnome. And I kind of wanted to level this character to get the achievement, get the heritage armor. Because I am convinced that one day they will make heritage armor, lift the restriction, and let any class use any of the heritage which is currently restricted to the class that it was for. So, yeah, that may have been one of the treasures like I was talking about. Doesn't look like it though. But I could be wrong. Like I said, it was kind of it was account bound long before things were account bound. There were a few items in the game that still had that ability to be sent across faction and server. So, and then these scrolls, there was an achievement. If you got a bunch of these scrolls in the, I can't remember if you had to fly around Pandera or if it was just in like the main zone, the Valley of the Eternal Blossoms, but you would get the one mount. Because I did that. Well, this mount, in fact. The Red Horn Cloud. If you collected enough of these scrolls. And then there were just other achievements that you could just go around and find the scrolls and collect them. And they told you lore and different things. And that part of it didn't interest me all that much at that point. So, what am I supposed to do? Okay. I do and don't like the fact that they made the change somewhat recently where if you have a quest item and you hover over the NPC or the object, you'll just automatically use the item. Your cursor will change to the quest item. I have had some issues with that, so it doesn't always let you click. Because your mouse is now whatever the quest item is, so if you're not doing what you need to do for the quest item, it doesn't let you click and do anything. It just tells you it's not the right NPC or item. So, in which case you have to abandon the quest to get rid of the item, which can end up leaving you stuck in some situations. Movement speed would probably be good right now. So like I said, there's Impending Victory, which is an improved Victory Rush. What is actually different about it? Strike the target, causing damage, healing. Causing damage, healing. Resets the cooldown of Impending Victory. Oh, okay. So, Victory Rush is only usable for 20 seconds. And this resets every time you kill an enemy that yields experience or honor. assuming that's what that's the main difference. Alright, well there we go. I'm leaning toward using this mount. Especially now that it can fly. When I first got it, it couldn't fly. But now that it can fly, I think it's appropriate for a mechanome. Alright.